Hello, thank you for joining today's SALIDO demo. Today we will be discussing configuration of our new SALIDO feature called Scan to Pay or Pay at Table. Before we get started, please confirm that you have access to the SALIDO bridge and that you're processing payments with EPX. If you are unsure if you process payments with EPX or you would like to upgrade, please speak to your SALIDO account manager today. You may also contact our support team at support@salido.com. Okay, now let's get started with Scan to Pay. First, SALIDO has added 3 new permissions for the Scan to Pay feature. You'll need to turn each of these permissions on before you can manage the Scan to Pay settings. If you do not have the ability to update your own permissions, please contact your restaurant decision maker to have these permissions turned on, or you may pass this video on to them and they can complete the following steps. All right, so the first thing you need to do is log into the SALIDO bridge and use the navigation bar on the left and find the employees section. Once you find the employees section, open it up and you will see a subsection called roles. Open that section up and you'll be presented with a list of roles. Choose the role that you would like to update. For example, I will be updating the role titled manager and open that role up. After that, you'll be presented with 2 sets of permissions, POS permissions and bridge permissions. We will need to navigate to the bridge tab, and we can begin scrolling through those permissions until we reach the payments section. The payments section will have the first of 3 permissions that we will turn on today. And that permission will be Manage Mobile Payments. Go ahead and turn that feature on. And you may continue scrolling to the next section called Setup, where we will turn on the second permission called Manage Location Settings. And then finally, at the bottom of the setup, there is a third permission called Manage Scan to Pay. We will turn that on, and now we may scroll to the bottom of the page and click Save. You may need to repeat this for additional roles that you want to have access to Scan to Pay. So go ahead and do that now and update those roles and click Save after you've added the 3 permissions that we have just done. When you're ready to move on, use the navigation menu on the left-hand side and scroll to the bottom of the page and locate the new SALIDO settings page called Location Settings and open that page up. This only has settings for Scan to Pay at this time, and they are both logo types that you will upload for the digital checks that your guests will see after they scan their QR code. So you have 2 options, a traditional white background light mode logo, or you can upload a dark mode logo as well. Each logo must be 400 by 400 pixels, and the dark mode logo needs to be color swapped before you upload it to SALIDO. Once you've added your logo or logos, go ahead and click Save and use the navigation menu again to scroll to the Payments section and locate the Mobile Payments settings and open that setting page up. You will now be looking at 3 tabs at the top: General, Tips, and Guest-Facing Web Experience. The Guest-Facing Web Experience page is still under construction, so for now, you can focus on General and Tips. And the first settings we will choose is how we want QR codes to present on guest receipts. So you can choose to always print QR codes on guest receipts, to have the point of sale prompt your servers to print a standard receipt or a QR code receipt, so they'll be given an option. Or you can choose to disable the Scan to Pay feature altogether by choosing Never Print QR Codes. Once you've made those selections, you can choose where you want QR codes to be positioned on the guest receipt. So you have 3 options. Click the down caret here, and you can choose above the receipt footer, below the receipt footer, or above the menu item summary. You can see previews of that at the very bottom of the page. So you have below the receipt footer, above the receipt footer, oops, and above the menu item summary. In addition to those three placements, you also can add text above and below your QR code. You can use this as helper text for your guests to guide them in the right direction. So I've put in some text here already. Use the QR code below to pay online, scan with your phone, and the last is a custom message or custom label where I have input pay at table. You have up to 100 characters, so feel free to update the text as you see fit. Or if you do not see value in adding the text, you can also toggle each one on or off. Finally, in the second tab, you also can update what the tip percentage suggestions are that are being suggested to your guests when they scan the QR code. So you have three fields and then an option for a fourth field that you can add an additional tip suggestion if you'd like. Once you've made your choices, you can save that, and you are now ready to deploy the SALIDO Scan to Pay feature with your customers. This concludes today's demo of the SALIDO Scan to Pay feature. Please reach out to your SALIDO account manager to add this feature to your point of sale. If you have any questions about the feature, please contact SALIDO support at support@salido.com. And thank you again for joining us today for the SALIDO demo, and thank you for being our customer.